Hey, Valerian. Nothing wrong with Mike. I just haven't been talking. Hi, Jam. How are you? Should mute the stream. Sorry, I got sick just before, literally right before starting. So, but I'm not still feeling super. I'm just still need a moment. Or probably water. But we're qualifying here at Alsace Village. This is the first full lap for everyone. Piano said he needs a coffee. I can't get him one right now, but I'm glad you're not doing too bad. It's always good to hear. Uh-oh. Wide behind Thanatos for Comedics. It's a surprising number of people that are pretty close behind others here. I mean, I'm not saying that having a slipstream at this track isn't beneficial. There are some straights, but there's also so many, like, just fast corners that I would hate being in someone's dirty air. But in any case, Bad Guy Cali takes an early lead with a 59.5, followed by AMS Rush, not too far behind, with also with a 49.5 for Bad Guy Cali and a 49.5 for Rush as well. Robert, your teammate, sitting in third right now in that Jaguar. Has Robert been in any races lately? Because I don't remember seeing a Jaguar. I love the Jag. I like that livery. And teammate Diano has been in all the races, racing close behind in the Genesis here, qualifying close behind rather. Joao Oliveira, Joao also in the Genesis. Feels like lately Joao hasn't been able to race, just due to out wide in the grass in that left-hander before the roller coaster. Gets it back together just before. But I feel like Joao's been having network issues, so hopefully they can come in and have a decent race today. They're 13th in the championship right now. Choppy paused in the Aston Martin. I don't know if they're paused, they just have the hazards on. Showing Gooey and Alexis sitting in 8th place with the 50.4. They are just about to finish up their second flying lap. Robert and Diano both set a new time and go first and second. Diano first is 49 flat. Robert with a 49.1. Diano is behind Robert. Maybe there is something to be said for being in someone's slipstream. Let's see what Gooey does as they cross the line here. Coming into that final right, left. Right, left. Right. Gooey, 49.6. Does go faster. Diego Typer with a 50.3. Newer time for them. Was that Rush? That was Rush. Yeah. Where are we on track here? Trying to recognize. Oh, I see where we are. Okay. I wish we had corner names, but we are approaching this dipping, sweeping left-hander. Very fun corner. Right as we approach what is probably my favorite part of the track, which I call the roller coaster, mostly because of the sound the car makes. Oh, you don't hear it in that view. Or maybe I just can't hear it because I'm not actually in the car. But when you're driving in this game, you hear like just rattling around the car, and it feels like just an old wooden coaster clacking down at the bottom of a dip. But anyway, we got a bunch coming up here together at the end of the lap, so we'll stick with these folks and see if any of them come up with better times. Got 2 minutes, 30 seconds left on on the qualifying clock here. So here comes Benitez in 7th, stays in 7th. Rush stays in 4th. Bad Guy Cali stays in 3rd. So far, nobody's touching the VSR drivers with their 49s. They're very low 49s. L Aliens with a 50.3 down in 9th place. Hey Matos, everyone does look pretty quick. Gooey sets a new time of 49.1, brings them into 2nd place, splits the VSR folks. So a good lap from Gooey there. Zinho sitting in 12th, getting passed up by our new 2nd place driver. Deano and Robert still running together, probably hoping to increase that gap there. It's a half-second gap to Bad Guy Cali, but like I said, Gooey got in there, split them, but it's very tight between the 3 of them. Bad Guy Cali going through the roller coaster now. Come through the exit. You know what? Let's see if we can catch an extra lap with someone here at the end of this as they cross the finish line. Let's see. Robert's about to cross very soon. As good a car as any to ride in. Y'all want to be in this view? Why not? All right, coming to that final right-left complex. Close to the wall right there, and then you come through, start, finish straight, cross the line. You see the paddocks on the right there. Hard on the brakes for turn 1. Very patient here. Find that apex, and then track out. Not too wide. This is what happens when you're not patient there. Come on, Robert, you're on TV. All right, we're gonna go with Dino, because unobstructed view. Full throttle here. Through this left hand to stay on the left, or else you get spit out. Hard on the brakes, and again a patient corner. Get to the apex, get out on the throttle. Gonna lift slightly for this left-hander right here. Don't have to stay off, just a slight lift just to make sure you hit the apex, and then you can track out wide as you want. Hard on the brake for this right-hander. It's actually quicker than you think it is. You can jump on the throttle right here and get out. You get a lot of extra track on the left-hand side there just to place your tires. Tight to the right here, full throttle, and then on the brakes again, patient through the sweeper. That is the theme at Alsace. Be patient in the sweepers. Come through now into the roller coaster. Should be able to just lift and stay to the inside here. Watch for the exit, otherwise it'll spit you out on the outside and you'll be in that guardrail. So keep your eye on the exit, and then coming into this hairpin here, tight hairpin, get the car going as straight as possible, hard on the brakes. Trail brake around it, and back on the throttle. Coming towards the end here, one of the last corners, just a lift, chuck it early into the apex. Gravity will help you and keep you tight, so you can go through that very quickly. And then through here, stay on the right, get to the left here, and brake right as the dotted lines start. Tight apex on the right, tight on the left, and then you wanna, teammate Robert messing up our lap here, our final lap, and we crossed the line. That's a lap around Alsace Village. Ooh, Rush with a new qualifying time of 49.5. Still not good enough to increase that much. Gets him above Bad Guy Cali though, into 4th place there. But it looks like qualifying is pretty much done for most of us. Diogo about to come in and finish up a lap. UFT, Diogo, Typer. And with all right, time for the race start. Hope you're all excited. I'm excited. Let's see. We're not going to be able to change views just yet. But let's get this underway and let's just see how everyone gets through turn 1. Okay, Rush with a huge start, but then Robert gets all the way up inside to make sure to block that jump start off by the Corvette. It's not a jump start, rather, but the Corvette's very quick off the line. Looks like Rush is still in there, right there in second place, splitting the 2 VSR drivers already. Everyone got through turn 1 cleanly. No need to go back. Let's keep an eye on top 3 right here, as Rush has already split teammates, Dino and Robert, at the front, just using that Corvette's incredible launching power. The order is already changing. Gooey down to 4th place. Joao up to 5th place in the Genesis. Got a real good start there. Bad guy Callie being the one to lose out there in 6th, followed by the rest of the pack, as you can see here. So far, a very neat start. Already some changes in position, but should be a fun race. I like racing around here. I think this is one of the least popular tracks in the game, but I am of the opinion that it is one of the most fun tracks as far as actual racing goes. It's fun to be here with people. Everyone getting through single file. This is probably my first time seeing Deano lead a race at the very start of the race. See if they hold on to that. Rush tight in the hairpin. Has to tuck in behind Deano though. Gonna have to be careful here. Lots of dirty air. Probably see some cars go wide. No? Wow, look at the discipline. Yep, Zinho. One of them went wide. But mostly discipline, good racing, lots of practice to be had, it looks like, over the week. Good job, folks. Benitez and that beautiful M6 as we cross the start-finish line to start our second lap of 26. It's a 50-minute race tonight. This afternoon, rather. I guess tonight for some people. Tonight if you're in Asia, Europe. Do we have any... I don't think we have any African or Australian racers in this division. So yeah, Asia or Europe, it's nighttime for you. It's beautiful sunset time. Not quite sunset. Dusk? I don't know, but every now and then you get a nice view of the sky. And it's beautiful. We gotta say, the original track design in this game, they've been gorgeous. Speedy did a great job on these tracks. This is one of them. Really fun, kind of narrow, very fast track. Doesn't look like it would be quick, but it's a very fast track. Got a little three-way situation going on here. Let's go back up front. Let's see what's up. Deano, Rush, still right there. Gooey up to third now over Robert. Is that Benitez making a move? Oh, Joao. Is Joao making a move up into fourth against Robert? Robert down now from second to fifth place. I have to try to figure something out in that Jaguar. We'll say this isn't necessarily the best track for that type of car. The Jaguar's a little understeery, but it's got long legs. So if you can get it pointed in the right direction and hit that throttle, it's gonna go for you. But yeah, it's not the best in these fast sweepers. Likes to understeer a bit. Gooey doing well to get up to third place. Or to stay in third place, rather. After I think they lost out to fourth or fifth, I think, at the first lap. Started the race in second. Hermetics and L Aliens, or sorry, and Chompy, side by side for a second there. I was trying to get to them while it was still going, but they've now gotten back to being single file. Zinho already losing the pack here, 1.6 seconds from Zinho to not last, L Aliens, in 12th place. Uh-oh, what's going on up front? Rush on the outside of Deano, trying to make a move, should have the inside for the next corner, but they'll be on the outside for the roller coaster, and I think that's gonna be advantage Deano. Yeah, right there. Gooey just trying to see if there's a place for them. Rush sticking with it though, ends up tucking in behind Deano here. But Rush very early on making moves. 3 wide behind these 3. 3 wide to go into the hairpin. Best of luck to everyone. That guy Cali braked early, decided to concede. That makes sense to me. No space there. Don't do that into the hairpin. Still though, side by side with Joao. Ooh, and bad guy ends up getting a little hip check into the wall there. Oh, bad luck. Bad luck for bad guy Cali. Just on the outside. Just got a little tap and boom, wall visit. Oh, and a spin. I didn't see that. No! I thought it would just be a wall tap. Bad guy Cali fully spun out. And now sitting in last place by 8 seconds. Not a good look for the Corvette driver. We'll see where they can come back. Really bad luck for Team ERS here. Meanwhile, Deano still up front with Rush following and Gooey in third. Rush up to the side of Deano again. Probably really wants to put Deano between him and Gooey, and I don't blame him. Good job, Rush, to get in there. Looks like Robert. Is that Robert? Yes, Robert following teammate Deano through. Back up in the third place is Robert. Good job. And now Rush has accomplished not only getting 1 car between them and Gooey, but now they've got 2 cars. That's good. Gooey's been looking pretty aggressive in the beginning of the race. Not looking to just stay back or fall back, and I feel it. Good racing there by everyone involved. And we've still got a pretty nice tight line here. 1st through 5th really shouldn't sleep, because any little mistake in that pack is going to slow him down and put him right in the clutches of 6th through 10th, really 11th. Pretty much the whole pack is still within reach if the first few guys mess something up, except bad guy Cali. It was really bad. But yes, a huge chain of cars going on. What's up, everyone? We got Luke, Jess, Luke again. Yeah. How wasn't there contact? There was definitely contact. You've seen it. Rush has got to be stressed right now. Oh, I still can't change cameras. Hang on, y'all. Let me get out of here. Get back in. There. Now I can change camera angles. We got Deano right up Rush's butt, and Rush knows if Deano tries anything, everyone's coming. Deano, though, seems to be a pretty disciplined racer. In every race that I've commentated on and I've seen him, I've never seen Deano make a stupid move that caused them and someone that they were racing with to lose time in the cars behind. Deano's always been willing to stay behind and cooperate to create a gap between themselves and one behind. So we'll see that this top 3 kind of settle a little bit. They're already starting to create a gap to Gooey. Not that much. It's a half second. Gooey's really still in there. But if these 3 can work together, maybe they can run away and won't be in. It won't be so susceptible to hijack by very fast drivers behind. Honestly, somebody like Joao just needs a chance, and he's in there. Thanatos has always looked good and racy. Stayed pretty much mid-pack. I think Thanatos usually finishes around somewhere between 6th and 8th. So it's also a really good racer. So that front pack is gonna wanna try to relax, try to get into a pace, find a groove, and run away from everybody else. Looking at Diogo's gonna wanna try to get up in here. Diogo's usually not far from a podium, if not on the podium. Well, surprising to see them down in 8th place right here. Let's see what they can make happen, see if they can make the climb happen. Let's go check on bad guy Cali. Bad guy Cali, that gap down to 6.5 seconds. I thought so. So from 8.5 down to 6.5. Bad guy's got a lot of catching up to do, but I think they should be able to do it. Racing alone, no dirty air. Just gonna have to catch up this Latazino. We'll get a short Corvette battle to LA Lions in that Acura. 10th place. Chompy, what you doing? Let me see. What's going on with Chompy? Nothing doing, really. Alright, mid-pack, kind of boring, but it is what it is. Front pack order is still the same. Rush, Deano, Robert, Gooey, and now it looks like Gooey and Joao have actually caught up to the front pack and created a gap themselves. It's almost a second back to Thanatos. Lots of tire noises. Did I miss something? I didn't miss anything, just tire noises. All right. Just checking. Ooh, that dip really upsetting the Corvette there. That's a fun corner though. It's a little wide through the roller coaster there, has to lift more, and you see as a result Diogo was right up there. Luckily there's no room to pass really, but yeah, Benitez is going to want to tighten up in the roller coaster right there. Just never really caught the apex. Out in the grass a little bit. No harm, no foul. Really revving that twin turbo V8 out. Gas, not really much of an issue. I believe fuel and tire are both on 1X in this race. We can double check that actually while nothing's going on. She said as she missed everything. I lied, everything's on 2X, tire and fuel consumption. But with it being a short race, it's probably not gonna matter that much. No one's gonna really be trying to save fuel. Rush, Deano, Robert. Kind of getting away from Gooey here. I don't know if Gooey is maybe slowing Joao down a little bit, but you know what, I always say that and then I realize the gap's not that big. It was just the camera angle when I first came in. Gooey's still right there. Maybe not literally as close to Robert as Robert is to Deano and Rush and so on and so forth, but Gooey's still right there in the pack. Thanatos not losing them. Diogo not losing Thanatos. Diogo up to 7th place from 8th. Hadn't noticed the change. Oh, we got two mid-engine wonders side by side here. Little hip love between Chrometics and L Aliens. Really, really interesting line of cars here. We've got one big old front engine V12 Aston Martin, followed by a mid-engine V10 Audi, and then this twin turbo V6 in the Acura, if I recall. Or is it? It's not naturally aspirated, is it? It's a turbo V6, right? And the real car is hybrid, but I mean, the race car, there's no hybrid allowed in GT3, so this would be just the base engine from what I recall. Maybe with some sort of waiver to allow the engine to make enough power without the hybrid. I actually don't know the situation with the NSX GT3. Wow. Somebody renew my my subscription to Race Car Engineering. Please and thank you. Look at this lighting. It would be beautiful to watch a race around here. Look at this. Just a sunset race around my village. Benitez down to 12. We missed something because that's not where Benitez was before. Bad guy gap between back it's back 4 seconds, close to 4 seconds. Looking at the between Benitez and then Benitez to Zinho. It's closing quickly. This bad guy sets his sight on the first car that's in the way. Fun race for bad guy. Not to you know, fall out of the order at the very beginning, but sense of fun from coming from the back. See how many people you can pick off. Top 5 pack doing a good job of finally starting to create a gap that matters here. The gap from 5th place to 6th Thanatos is 1 point. That is, it's outside. Diogo following closely. Wondering if they're going to make a move at some point soon here. Behind Diogo, we're all pretty well spread out here. As Bad Guy comes up against Bittitiz. Let's see this battle between the two of these. Bad Guy showing the nose, try to throw Bittitiz off. Bittitiz not going to be thrown. Breaks perfectly, apexes perfectly, exits perfectly. Bad Guy has to try something else. Bad Guy seeing if they can sneak inside here. Nope. Break early, drop off. Make sure not to get caught out by that dirty air and end up too far outside here. That guy doing a good job of staying patient here, just waiting for that moment. Bittitiz tracking out wide. Bittitiz is gone. Oh, not gone. Stayed with it. Oh, I ended up going to the wrong place. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Bittitiz gone. Messed themselves up there. Let's go back. I went to the wrong car. My fault, y'all. Bittitiz just far outside here. Tries to come back inside. Gets on the throttle way too quick. And ends up hitting the wall right there. Taps Bad Guy. Luckily, Bad Guy not too affected, and that pass made easily. So Bittitiz now in last place, gonna have to try to get themselves back up to the top of the order here. Bad Guy gets to move on to Zlatazinho, who went ahead and pitted and is taking tires. Interesting strategy there. Zinho comes out behind Bittitiz with that fresh rubber. Should be able to get out ahead of them. Seems a bit soon to be swapping tires, unless maybe you've had some moments where you used up a lot of rubber. But Rush just lost the position to Robert here. And Jaguar getting in there. Maybe we can catch a pass. I think Robert just got a better look into that left-handed sweeper there. Yep, Rush had to brake early, give Robert that lead. And now we're back. Deano has passed through. Oh my, we missed it all. Deano inside. This sweeper here pushes Rush out a little bit. Not literally a push, just not giving room. Didn't owe the room either. And now Rush finds themselves in 3rd place. BSR leads the race again for the first time since lap 1. We're 10 laps in, almost halfway through this race. Gui and Joao still hanging out. Still just waiting for their opportunity. Thanatos alone. There used to be a Diogo Typer attached to his bumper, but that's gone. Diogo 3 seconds back now, and kind of into the clutches of Chompy. Diogo is going to jump into the pits, go ahead and take tires. Makes sense to me. At this point, you've lost positions. You're about to have to get into a battle that you don't want to be in. Might as well pit in and undercut. Think that might, I'm not sure why Zlatazinho would have pitted as early as they did, but it kind of makes sense for me that Diogo would have pitted just to get out of that fight. Let's see where they came out. 10th place and clean air ahead. So Diogo is going to be able just to get in some quick laps here on a much lighter tank of fuel. But here's Bad Guy Cali. I said Diogo's going to get cleaner laps, but that's probably a lie, because Bad Guy Cali is going to catch up and make that harder than it sounds. Bad Guy, though, not on fresh rubber, so we'll keep an eye on that battle as that goes on. Top 5 still keep it steady. So So we'll go back to these two. Diogo looking. Kermitix down. Way faster in that roller coaster sweeper is Diogo in the Porsche. The fresh tires versus Kermitix, of course, with worn rubber. We had to go through there much slower. And now Diogo's going to get even closer on the braking for this hairpin. And it's probably just a matter of time before Diogo's able to make this pass. Bad guy, meanwhile, gonna sit back, just watch it all happen. See, hey, are these two gonna slow each other down, trying to make the pass? Let's see what happens here. Looks like Diogo's already looking. Kermitix pits in. Never mind, we don't get a battle. Kermitix, not about that life. Benitez up to Zinho. Benitez is not on fresh rubber, as you can see from that corner entry there. Kermitix coming out of the pits. Rounds turn 1. Whoa, Gooey's in 3rd. Rush is down in 5th. I think we might be able to see a little something about what just happened here. It already started. That's as far back as we can go. It already began. Robert tries to get back on Joao here, but it doesn't look like they made it happen. Joao up to 4th, so Rush goes from 1st place down to 5th right now. It's not looking good. Meanwhile, Team VSR is running away from this pack. It's now a 2.5 seconds. This is the biggest gap that there has been in the front pack since the beginning of the race. So I think something probably happened with Rush there. Slowed them down, also slowed Gooey and Joao down, but obviously messed Rush up the most. So now we have 2 distinct front packs here. We'll see if these 3 cars can catch up to the first 2. Pit stop should be the same time for everyone. Looks like everyone is just taking tires. There shouldn't be a need for too much fuel. So not just taking tires, but you know, mostly just taking tires. And maybe a splash of fuel to get to the end. Rush and VSR Robert both in. Rush sitting on a 2.5 seconds penalty. When did that happen? Oh, that's really rough. That's really rough for them. They're gonna have to take that penalty. The penalty serving zone is actually here. Once you pass that banner that we're coming up to, this Alsace Village banner, you track over to the right hand side and you slow down, which is what you see Robert doing right there as Bad Guy Cali passes. Bad Guy Cali does owe a pit stop though, but Bad Guy Cali up ahead, one of the front runners for a moment there. Diano still has not pitted, did not pit with teammate Robert there. I wonder if Robert hit the wall and just ended up having to pit. Usually teammates don't necessarily split their pit strategy like that. I'm not saying they wouldn't. They might. But seeing Robert in the pits and Diano not in the pits, and Robert with a 2.5 seconds penalty, wouldn't surprise me if a wall was involved. Joao over Gooey. They've been racing together pretty much this entire race, but now I wonder, are we seeing some aggression from Joao, or is he just really gung-ho about sticking to his partner? Gooey's gonna jump in. Joao's gonna jump in. Already in there was teammate Diano, VSR teammate Diano rather. Thanatos also in. Oops, some others just jumped in. Who'd I miss? L Aliens in. Bad Guy Cali in. And now Joao is back out, but does not have Gooey right there. Gooey off, already fueled up. Robert gets ahead of Joao, so Joao down to 6th place, and I think that is Joao's real place here. Do we see a battle between Diano and someone? Diogo up to 2nd place after that undercut early pit, if you recall. And Diogo splitting up the party here. This is Diogo's first time being up here. Doesn't owe a pit stop. Tires aren't doing that bad. I came here to check and see if everyone had pitted to verify. Yes, Joao Oliveira's real track position is 6th place. So not a positive pit stop there for Joao. In the meantime, Thanatos is in 7th with Zinho just behind in 8th. Zinho, of course, was the earliest of the pit stops, so it'll be interesting to see how those tires fare towards the end of the race here. Chompy and LA Lions racing together in 9th and 10th place. Chrometics in 11th. Bad Guy Cali down to 12th after that pit stop. Still has more work to do for this second half of the race here. Bidditz is still in last place, and last by 9 seconds at that. A very, very long trip for Bidditz. I feel like this also happened if and misses braking in the hairpin. Ends up going wide there. Bidditz is just not having a good race. Diogo into the pits again. Tires and looks like fuel this time. I thought Diogo was in it for that podium battle, but no, I guess this was the strategy. Diogo needs to come in for a spot of fuel. I don't know if they forgot to fuel up in that first stop, or if this was always the plan. If it was always going to be a 2-stopper. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me considering they stopped so close together, but I'm not in the race. So Diogo comes out in 9th place, just about back where they were battling. Actually, they were chilling in 7th place before the pit window opened, so they're gonna have to work their way back up. I think that second pit was due to a mistake in the first. I think they didn't take enough fuel and just had to get back in there. Meanwhile, Rush trying to fight Gooey off here and catch up to Diano, who's sitting on a 1.7 second gap. It's gonna be easy going for the Genesis driver unless mistakes are made. You never know at Alsace. Robert, meanwhile, with the flashes on, and I can't tell if they just have their flashes on or if they're paused. Looks like they just have their flashes on. Usually when you're paused, the game slows down very, very early for corners, and I didn't see a big jump between Joao and Robert there, so I think Robert just had the flashes on. They're off now. All right. I was gonna say, like, why are we paused? What are we doing? We're losing positions. Diano's gap, 2 seconds now. Robert trying to catch up. Just put down the fastest lap this last time around, 150.7. The fastest lap so far in the race by the Jaguar. So really trying to catch up to that pack. Gooey, purple in the second sector. First sector? I think that's the first sector marker. I think this track only has... Oh, I can't switch the view, but I think this track only has 2 sectors. What I see, 3 sectors rather. Yeah. Diogo got past L Aliens, up to 8th now. L Aliens has Chompy to worry about here. Looks like Chompy's coming through. Again, that Aston has long legs, but has to brake early, and he's on the outside. L Alien's gonna go ahead and tuck in. Chompy looking for the over-under. Doesn't quite make it stick. L Alien's able to stay up ahead and have the inside for the sweeper here. Good attempt by Chompy to try to get around the Acura. The Honda, I'm sorry, it's a Honda. I'm so American. My bad, y'all. Chompy gonna have to rein it in here. There you go. Find it. Very late apex there. That's fine. That's a one line that you can take through there. In again for what's probably their final pit stop here. Rush has gotten a bit closer to Dino here. It was a 2-second gap at one point. It's down at 1.7. Still racing around with Gooey. They've still kept that massive gap to Robert, still 1.5. And Robert, meanwhile, has gapped Joao almost 4 seconds, 3.5 seconds rather, between them. And the gaps only get bigger from there until you get to Diogo and L Aliens. Diogo still there, still ahead. L Aliens a little bit closer. Chompy, however, has lost a second and is now having to deal with Bad Guy Cali. Bad Guy's already making the pass, and it's happened. That was easy. It looks almost like Chompy let him go. Yep, it's flashing him now. Maybe, go ahead, friend. Go ahead, friend. Just make it happen. I'll follow you. And I can agree with that. Pace-wise, Chompy is, Bad Guy Cali is quicker. And it makes no sense getting stuck into a battle trying to defend against them, only to lose the 2 racers that you actually were battling with up ahead. So I would take the advantage here to have a faster driver ahead of me, follow them, follow their slipstream. They did end up getting backed up off of L Aliens and Diogo a little bit. So gonna have some battling to do here to get back up there, Chompy. Good luck. Meanwhile, up front, it's all just friendliness, kindness, thoughtfulness. I want to see some people fight. Bad Guy gonna have 2 cars to pick off now. And then quite a jump to the next car up. But for now, these are the targets. L Aliens and Diogo. Bad guy, a little bit closer. But I'm still keeping an eye on L Aliens. Looks like they were a little bit side by side with Diogo there, so I'm wondering if they would like to get up there and put that Porsche between themselves and that oncoming Corvette. Diogo a bit wide out of turn 1. Able to hold on to it though, no spin. Loses a little bit of speed, it looks like. Looks like L Aliens is right there on their bumper though. L Aliens diving inside of this corner here. Can they make it stick? Tracks out. Doesn't leave room for Chompy. Chompy has no choice but to get up behind. L Aliens makes that move stick. Makes that pass. A nice pass there. Bad guy still watching, still waiting. Is Chompy gonna fight? Sorry, is Diogo gonna fight, or is it gonna be a friendly wave by like Chompy? A little bit of lag there. Bad guy with the better exit pulls up alongside into the hairpin here. Is gonna have to stay around the outside, but if they can keep it, they'll have. No, they can't stay there. Chompy able to keep the position. Squirrely for both of them. They get through it though, they survive. I expect as they come through turn 1 here, Diogo is going to want to make sure they get as good an exit as possible and carry as much momentum through that corner as they can. Already their line is compromised. They have to take an outside line, and the Corvette has legs for days. This is the longest straight, and here is where Bad Guy's going to make that pass, and it's going to stick. The Porsche just can't keep up in a straight. And as you see, the nose of Bad Guy already pulling out ahead. There's nothing Diogo can do. Diogo just doesn't have that straight line speed, and boom, Bad Guy's in there. Good job to disrupt Diogo's line through turn 1. Right as I was saying, Diogo's gonna want to make sure to get a good exit. It's all they can do against that Corvette there. And there was Bad Guy to mess that up for them. So Bad Guy up another position. Meanwhile, L Aliens was allowed to create a gap of 1.8 seconds while that battle went down. So Bad Guy's gonna have some catching up to do to get up to that driver. Up front, still Deano, still Rush and Gooey alone, or together rather. Deano alone, Gooey and Rush together. Sheesh. And Robert behind, a little bit closer, but not that much closer. That gap was 1.5 seconds the last time I really looked at it. Looks down is down to a second now, so maybe I misspoke. It was 1.4 a moment, or 1.3 a moment ago, but going into the hairpin, looks like Robert real advantage on braking, which I wouldn't have expected. Not from the Jag. The Jag. Squirrely there for comedics. Able to hold on to it though. He's gonna have to stretch the legs of that. Lexus now, that gap to Rush is over a second right now. They were riding together, but looks like Gooey not able to keep up. Robert Probably looking at Gooey like, hey, you might be slim pickings, easy pickings rather. Foaming at the mouth. Yes, I will take a third place. Thank you. Four more laps to go. 4.5 for some drivers. As we near the end of this race. Still got a lot of drivers still close enough to make something happen here before the end of the race, so don't count anyone out. Deano's got a 2.2 second gap on Rush now, but it only takes one mistake to eat all that up, especially on a fast track like this. So we'll keep an eye out on everybody. Rush still running away from Gooey. The gap is even bigger now, 1.3 seconds. Meanwhile, Robert is closer to Gooey, so for some reason Gooey's going slower. And that makes sense. The last few laps were 154, 151.1, and a 151.2, a 151.5. It's really a 151.6 and a 151.8. So yeah, Gooey getting significantly slower the last few laps. Everyone's getting slower, but Gooey's gaps in time are pretty big. Robert, though, losing 0.7 between the last 2 laps. Must have made a mistake there. Joao sitting 5th. Joao, who was once at the tail end of a very long 1 through 5 front pack here. Now just racing alone with not a chance for anything other than 5th place, it looks like. 7 seconds is the gap between Joao and Robert. Again, the right mistake could bring another position into your life, but as far as racing goes, without any major incidents, that's the best Joao's going to do here. Meanwhile, we have the GTMX racers both together, Thanatos and the Vet, Aliens in the Honda. Bad Guy still not there yet. Bad Guy trying to get there at 8th place in that Corvette. That gap not closing as quickly as they'd like it to. Diogo unable to hang on to Bad Guy Cali. That gap is almost 2 seconds now. So Diogo is going to be looking to keep 9th place. Chompy with 10th. Zinho coming up on Cremedix. I think that gap is smaller than the last time we were here. I didn't look at the actual time, but it's a half a second between them now. I think Zinho's going to be able to pick up a position here. Might be able to. Cremedix's tires are very, very bad, and we just watched Zinho take a pit stop a few laps ago. Yeah, much fresher rubber on the Corvette. I don't think it'll be too hard for Zinho to make this pass, make something happen. Maybe we can see it before Cremedix, before Bad Guy rather, catches up to Aliens. Almost out wide in that corner. I thought they were going to be in the grass for sure. Thought Zinho was about to get that position for free. Zinho, as expected, was much quicker in the... Cremedix able to keep that line, but Zinho probably passing up an opportunity there. Would have stayed on the outside and had the inside for the hairpin. As long as you brake right, you're going to make it. Zinho decided to take the safe way out. Let Cremedix have it. And the battle begins anew. Let's go take a quick look at Bad Guy Cali's situation here. Much closer to Aliens and Thanatos. I'm going to stick to this battle here because it's a bit ahead and we have 2 laps left. Let's see what Bad Guy's able to do with these 2 drivers. 2 teammates in the way. It's a difference between 8th place points and 7th and 6th place points. I'd take them. Ooh, bad guy goes a little bit wide, able to hold on to it, but that Corvette's tail gets a little waggy. They start losing a little time to these two drivers. It's not time for these mistakes. Let's go, bad guy. Okay, just in case though, just in case. Just in case. Zenio has made the pass on Comedix. Okay, we just had to check. Back to bad guy. Ooh. Little moment there. It looked like, oh, and bad guy makes the pass on both of them, but hold on, let's go back. It looks like Aliens, I don't know if they tried to cut back across there. For some reason, they were side by side with Thanatos. Aliens, oh yeah, bad guy gets in there, and Aliens tried to then shut the door, and it was too late. Bad guy was in. Thanatos just wide into the entrance of the roller coaster there, did not defend at all, and Rush is able to pass both of them at one time. It almost felt unfair. It's too easy, but here is bad guy up in the 6th place. I think I just called him Rush a moment ago. Here's bad guy up in the 6th place now, having passed both GTMX racers at one time. We are on the final lap, and they are now starting to starting up, or should be winding down, but not these three. Meanwhile, up front, Diano, that gap is huge. 3 seconds now to AMS Rush, who has his own very big gap to Robert, who is past Gooey. I didn't see that happen. Missed it. My fault. I didn't even notice that it had happened. But Robert up into 3rd place. Gooey just trying to get to the end here. Joao in 5th. Gonna be content with that. Bad guy, 6th place. Well done to get those last 2 positions in the 2nd to last lap there. GTMX just gonna have to hang on. Try to keep 7th and 8th. Diogo in 9th place. Never really was a factor in this race. Did at one point end up in 2nd place and split that top gap, or that top pack, just because of where they had pitted and where they came out. But looks like that pit stop didn't work out for them. They had to jump back into the pits and pick up some fuel. Diano across the finish line in 1st, followed by Rush. Here comes Robert. Gooey in the 4th place, and then Joao's gonna round that last corner for 5th. Across the line here. Bad guy. Good job to get back up into 6th place after losing out all the way down to last by 8 seconds, if you recall. I think it was 8.5 seconds, the gap between bad guy Cali and the next person when they fell down. So good job to get back up into 6th place. Not quite top 5, but much better than it was. Behind bad guy Cali, we end up with Thanatos, Aliens, Diogo in 9th, Chompy in 10th, Zenio in 11th, Cremedix in 12th, and Bidites in last after never recovered after their moment off track. And that's the end of the race, y'all. Round 7 in the books. We got one more race also in France. The next race is going to be at oh my gosh, what is it called? La Sarthe? Sorry. So we're going to be at Le Mans, basically. Is that taking place next week, or I don't think we have any breaks between these 2 races, so checking the dates now, because I'm always wrong about dates. And yeah, no, next round is on the 24th, so just next week here, and that will be at Le Mans. Thanks for watching, everyone. It was a good race. Let's congratulate our top folks. Diano, Rush, Robert, congratulations. Good race, everyone. Let's get out of here. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone. Thanks, baby.